Hey guys, what's up? And today I have another data pack. This is something that I worked on for, maybe 3 hours last night, just trying to challenge myself to do something. So I came up with two easy shop systems. These are admin shops. I'll have player-based ones possibly eventually, but these are mainly just tools for admins to make shops easily that will have infinite buys and whatnot. Okay, so I'm going to show you right off the bat what these look like so that you can know if you want to do them, and then I'll show you how the I will show you how to do them. Okay, how to make them. So the convention is this. Let me take all these out. So we will charge thing that's in the farthest to the left and top right, top left is the cost. So you can make something cost up to 63, but no more than 63. So there is 6. This is type A, by the way. So it costs 6 sandstone, and you will get anything else in this area though is what you get. So this will have a lot of items you can get from one cost. I would use this for like some kind of quest thing or something like that if you really want to give them a big pile of loot. All right, so you can do that. So now if I hold nothing, it says hold item to sell. If I hold a diamond sword, wrong item because that's not the cost. If I hold only 3 sandstone, not enough items. If I hold 55 though, it removes 3, and removes 6 and gives me a diamond. So that's just how it works, and the player has to hold it, so that's why the limitation is 1 stack of things for the cost. But then the second limitation is only 63, and that's because of how I did it, and I'll explain how I did it a little bit towards the very end after the tutorial. That's just how one of the shops works. The next shop, this one looks really cool. And I'll show you how to set them up later, but basically all I have to do to change this, just so you can see everything going on in real time. So if I have an apple and I give it a gold ingot and I put it in here, then I just go, every set of 3 is a new trade. So this line here, these 3 is a new trade. So 1 gold, you can have 2 things that it can cost. So up to 2 stacks of 64 of anything. So 1 apple and 1 gold ingot gives me a gold apple. Now I click the update sign, and now forever this shop will have 1 gold, 1 ingot, gives me a gold apple. So if I give myself some ingots, some apples, and then I can click on this and it lets me make them, or I can shift click to make all of them. So this one is way more visually appealing, and of course it's great because it's in a villager. And this one I found very useful for if you're making like a some kind of RPG or something. It can take a long time to go into MC Stacker and type all the code and click all the buttons to try and make it so that you can have this villager, and then once you do create it, then you have to somehow like save the code and like go so you can go back later and change it. And it's especially hard to add like custom items that you created here with your MBT and your special tags. It can be really hard to do that. So you can put anything in here and it'll work. You can put anything. I can do give at P diamond sword test 1. So this thing can even have MBT in it, and this has an MBT in the diamond sword, and I can make it cost that. And then if I update the sign, then if I go down here, it's at the very bottom. And if I go like this and I go like that, let's check this sword data get entity at s selected item.tag, and you can see that it has a tag of test 1. So it keeps MBT and everything, which is freaking great. And so does this one. This one keeps all information about the items. This one keeps all information about the items. So if you are interested in using this data pack, stay tuned. In 2 seconds, what the hell am I saying? Just stick around and I'm going to go over how to make these shops. All right, so for the first one, the shop A, it's really easy to make. You just get a shulker. Let me just go here. So if I type reload, it'll reload the data pack. When you first load in, this is what it'll say, and I'll go through what everything means. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, so Cloudwolf's Easy Shops. There will be a link to this video here. There's 2 types of shops: many items, signs; few items, villagers. And what I mean is how many things you can get. Okay, so the sign shop is, so you use this command to trigger the buy system, but you can just have a demo of the sign. This will just give you the sign that I have here that says buy, okay? So this one's a little more complicated if you want the sign to look nice, because you have to have a sign, of course. So you put a shulker box, and that's literally all you have to do. And then, actually, I'm going to put it hidden so nobody can see it. So you put the shulker box, and then we're going to put, the cost is mossy wall, and the reward is grass. So that's literally it. You just put whatever the cost is in the top left. You can't have 64, at most 63. All right, so then you just have to put the sign somewhere above it. So this is the maximum distance it can be above it, 3. But you can easily expand this in the code, and I'll go over that at the end. All right, so now you can try buying, and if I hold the mouse cobble, it'll buy it. Boom, buys. So that's how to set up this one. It's pretty freaking easy to set up compared to a lot of other things that I've seen in the past for how to set up these kind of shop systems. So now we're going to go to this next guy. So B, this is really easy, as you can tell. So for B, you just need a sign and you need a shulker box. Now you want to go shulker box. You want to place it in this order: shulker box, sign, then block, block, break that one, leave it there. If you want the villager to look like a specific type, put down what type you want it to. So if you want it to look like a cartographer, put a cartography table right here. This is just a dumb glitch with thing with 1.14 where they have to have a profession, otherwise you can't trade with them. So by default, it makes it a smithing profession, but you can make it any profession by just putting this thing on top, which I don't know, that could be a cool feature for you to use, play around with. So you don't have to go into any code to change what the villager looks like. And that's it. Just do that. And then now whatever you put in here will do it. Usually you just have to click it once, wait for this guy to change his... Does cartographer do anything? Okay, well you want to wait for him to turn into his profession. I'm going to try smoker. Let's try smoker. You going to turn? Sir? Hello. Okay, I am not familiar with this update, so I will just preface it with that. I'm not really sure what causes what, so I'm just going to put the... If you just leave nothing, it'll be a smithing table, a smith, so that should be fine. Oh, he doesn't want to change. Well, oh, yeah, he did. He changed. All right, cool. He's got his trades. I guess you could probably force it. Now he's not a smith, but whatever. You can play around with trying to make him a certain profession, or you can use data, merge, entity at E, tag equals shop, sword equals nearest, limit equals 1. Do that. Okay, then do villager data, profession, and you can put a number here. Whatever it does. I don't know what the numbers do or what to put in to make it a profession, but you can play around with it. But anyway, so now you just put whatever you want. So we're going to make it cost. Oh, and you can make it cost custom MBT items. So the cost can be like some special item you have. So 16 sign Bs gives me a command block. So then you just click this sign anytime you change the trades, and it's in there. And it's going to be in there based on this is one trade, this is the second trade, this is the third trade, this is the fourth trade, fifth trade, sixth trade, seventh trade, eighth trade, ninth trade, just like that. And as you can see, it will cost sign Bs. If I put a birch sign, nothing. But if I put a sign B, I get the command box. And he won't level up or add trades or anything, so that should be fine. And if he does, just right-click update sign again, and it'll clear everything. Now, also notice, this is just something I noticed. If you hold an item that's similar to the items that they're trading, it will hold what he'll give you for it. That's freaking... I just thought that was cool. I didn't know that. So this one says he'll give me a sword. It's just cool. Now, the second thing is, notice this. They're right next to each other. Oh, frick, it keeps screwing up. Sorry. Second thing is that. Third thing is this. So we can change the name of the, you can change the name by going like this and making the shulker box and calling it tutorial shop, just so you can see that it really does it. Because I have had plenty of people in my videos comment that it doesn't work, but it always works. Obviously it's working. I'm showing it working. But anyway, so if I do that, now it says tutorial shop. So you can, in fact, get this thing to work. Let's spam update a little bit. There we go. Now you can, the other thing that I wanted to show off with those guys over there is we can put 2 of these guys, and I will even make this say something different. So dum-dum. And then I will, okay. So then I will do this. I can make 2 of them. And also spamming the sign doesn't spawn new ones, and they can be right next to each other. So this is the absolute closest they can get, obviously, within one block. And you won't move them if you collide with them. If you try and kill them, they will move if you kill them with a sword, because they don't have no gravity tag and whatnot. They're just regular villagers that are not allowed to move, 0 movement speed. But anyway, so you can have them right next to each other, and I can put different trades in this one than in this one. So I can update this guy, and this one has the trade there, but this one, oh, he didn't get updated. There we go. All right, so now this one has the trade here, and this one has the trade here. So they're different trades. They're right next to each other. Same with these guys. Different trades right next to each other. So that's how all of this works. Hopefully you can find this pretty useful. I thought it was great. I mean, I'm going to use it anytime I need a villager that I want custom shops on, because it's a lot easier to manipulate what items are being sold. So I thought that was cool. So now let's just dive into manipulating this guy, like making some changes if you want to. So let's go into here. So here's some changes. So this is what the file looks like. Don't be too freaked out by it. We're going to go into admin shop, okay? And then we go into setup. So this, you can change some setups about where the villager spawns and whatnot. I don't know why you wouldn't want, maybe if you don't want it to take up this much space or something, you can change that using some kind of text editor. So this defaults to putting him 2.5 blocks, this many above. You can change this number to be something else, to be where he's at. But if you change this number, well, you have to be careful. So there's a couple of contingencies to this thing. So I can't have a shop with a sign. I can't put a shulker box shop right here, because then it'll want to update him for this one instead of the guy that's above him. So you got to have it at least this high above each other if you're doing multiple levels. So if you're doing multiple levels, the boxes got to start like around here or so. I think here would be the absolute limit. But basically you want the sign to be closer to this guy than this guy up here. So you want this sign to be closer to the guy above than the guy below. But you can play around with positioning. Hopefully you don't break anything. I wouldn't suggest it. Another thing you can play around with is maybe you want the villagers to have no AI. You can just add those tags here. So like you can go no AI 1. I'm just going to leave it as like you can put no AI. You can change the name, change the tags that well, you don't really want to change the tags. You can change the team he's on if you have like a special team. You can alter the team by doing team modify and then going down to shop, and you can modify what color the team is so they're not all yellow. Maybe you want it to be a different color. And that's pretty much all you can do for this one. And then as for the other shop, if you want to make the other shop work from higher up, you go into check cost and you just make this change what it is grabbing from. So if I want it to be a specific location instead of directly under, I just do XYZ, the location, and XYZ, just like that. But if you don't want it to be a specific location, you can just leave it like this. So that's pretty much it. Now, if you're wondering how I did this guy was more complicated in the sense that it was more logical stuff going on, and the other one was more complicated in the sense that it was more MBT and annoying stuff I had to deal with because villagers leveling up and crap. So this guy, what I do is I copy the contents, I copy this item into a box here, copy it into this box, then I copy what the player's holding into this box, okay, or other way around, whatever, doesn't matter. Then I count how many of the item is here, count how many of the item is here, okay? Then I put this item into this box. If they're the same item, then they're going to stack. If it's like a stackable thing and they're the same, it's going to stack. Now, there is the case where you have something like this, where you have, where I'm holding 64 and it costs 32, and then they won't stack, they'll do that. So it checks for that case. It checks if the thing in here is bigger than 64, then it'll say, if the thing that the player's holding is bigger than 64, or the thing that the cost is bigger than 64, then it allows for one more location in the output. Because if they didn't stack, then you would have something like this. And you would say, and I count how many are here. And it says, hey, there's 2 things in here. But if they did stack, you would just have that. It says there's 1 thing. And if there's 1 thing, we're good. If there's 2 things, it's the wrong item. And if there's 2 things, but there was the condition that we have a lot of, like 63 for the cost, then it's good, but if there's 3 things and there's 63 for the cost, then it's bad. So there's more logical stuff going on with that guy. This guy just has a lot of, this one over here just has a lot of grinding of take this item, put it there, 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 that kind of thing, all the way through. That's pretty much it. It just, when you click update, it just grabs each individual item in the slot and puts it in the right spot in here. And then also it, before it does that, it resets all of the trades to be air. And that's pretty much it. So the download description will be in the link. The download will be in the description. And if you like this and want to see more, hit subscribe, like the video or whatever. And the next thing that'll be out will either be a map or it will be a while, because I am going to France on Wednesday. So I'm gonna be jet lagged and crap, so I might not get anything out on the weekend, and I'll still be trying to adjust. So I'm gonna be in France for about 2 months coming up here. Hopefully I can still do stuff while I'm there. But anyways, other than that, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.